Hi, I'm Laura, and welcome back to the Tarot Genie, where you receive intuitive answers from the tarot to your burning questions about business, career, entrepreneurship, personal development, spirituality, and more. Do you want to know how to improve reading your own intuition and trusting your vibes? Well, that's what the tarot is going to show us today. I wanted to talk about this subject because it is something that I've had a profound interest in for many years. And in fact, and that's one reason I also study the tarot, because the tarot is such a strong, powerful tool for enhancing and developing your intuition. So if one way of developing your intuition is becoming familiar with tarot cards and learning how to use them. But that aside, I did want to talk about improving your intuition and your ability to hear your intuition, because it really can be an asset in your life. And as always, I'd like to recommend a book, Trust Your Vibes by the inimitable Sonia Choquette, who truly is one of the top world experts on intuition. And I had her sign this copy of my book, which I got back in 2012, but she signed it November 15th, 2014, when I attended one of her workshops outside Chicago, a 2-day or 3-day workshop on developing your intuition. And she was absolutely fantastic. Go check her out on YouTube. Go check out her books. They're wonderful. This book is just filled with all kinds of tidbits, not just tidbits, techniques, powerful ways to enhance your ability to trust your vibes, to read your intuition. Today I'd like to then ask the tarot how to go about strengthening your intuition. And the first card I'll be choosing will show the situation and what you need to know about tackling and just approaching this whole concept of improving your intuition, of trusting your vibes. The second card will represent the particular actions or advice recommended to you to go about strengthening your intuition. And the final card will relate to the likely outcome. How is your life going to be enhanced and improved when you truly feel confident? You truly feel confident in trusting your own intuition. And just a quick aside, an example, years ago I was interviewing, had applied to some jobs. This is years ago, after I'd finished graduate school for my master's of business, MBA. And I, at the last moment, excuse me, my nose itches. I had found out about a position with the federal government. I've been looking at the description. I thought, gee, I'm not going to have much of a chance, because it was asking for so many the requirements were so detailed. It seemed like you had to have this precise expertise in a particular industry, and I thought, who's going to have that unless they've actually worked in the industry for many years? And it wasn't a position for someone with 20 years experience. At any rate, I applied to the job. It was the last day, and I sent my application in. So to my surprise, heard a few weeks later, got called in that same day for an interview. So I had no time to prepare for the interview. I had absolutely very little time. It was a few hours later after the call, before I took a bus downtown DC to go to the interview. So I just relaxed, and at the last moment, my intuitions told me, now maybe you should throw in a writing sample. So I just grabbed one of my grad school papers and threw it in my briefcase, and then got on the bus and went to the interview. The interview went very well, and to my surprise, at the last moment, they asked me for a writing sample. And so I gave it to them. And it turned out that writing sample, the subject was the same as a big project they were working on with Congress at the time. So that really was an example of serendipity, but also listening to my intuition. What happened in a nutshell is that I had an interview to go to, had no time to prepare, so I couldn't worry about it. I had to relax. I just relaxed and let go and thought to myself, all I can do is my best. And I surrendered. And at the moment of surrender, that idea came to me to throw in a writing sample. That just popped. into my mind. And so I just grabbed one, guided my intuition, and it turned out to be the same subject on which they were looking to hire someone to help a project they wanted help with. So that's an example of listening to your intuition. When you get this ding of awareness and a suggestion comes to mind out of nowhere spontaneously, and it's perfect. All right, I think I've shuffled enough. Let's see what the tarot advises us today to strengthen our intuition. First card, what you need to know. Why is this so important? What do you need to know about developing your intuition? The Ace of Pentacles reversed. Interesting. Now, the Ace of Pentacles upright is one of my favorite cards. I've mentioned this before in previous videos, but this entry and this entrance to this, it looks like a garden and there are mountains in the background, reminds me of the movie The Secret Garden and the particular entrance to the garden. I also like the aces in general, and especially this Ace of Pentacles, because you have these gigantic, gargantuan divine hands coming out of the ethers in some billowy clouds and presenting a gift. Now, this card is reversed, and I do interpret reversals in a variety of ways depending on the question. And since I asked, what do you need to know? Why is developing your intuition so important? This reverse suggests to me that it gives you the gift of wisdom, ideas that can be very fruitful. It's coming from within you. Because this is reversed, I feel that I can interpret it today as suggesting it's when you activate your intuition, you will attune to these inner gifts. Gifts that, for example, in the case I just gave you, in the example I just gave you about the job opportunity, the job interview, it may well lead you to a financial or lucrative opportunity or something that's going to move you forward. So it presents opportunities, but the opportunities have to come from within you first before you can take advantage of them. It's awakening your radar for scoping out opportunities. That's what I would say is so vital about developing your intuition. So that's a key philosophy that you need to be aware of, and why it's developing your intuition is so important. Now, the second card is going to represent the piece of advice that you need to take to be able to develop your intuition. Now, this is interesting. It's the Five of Swords reversed. And when this card's upright, well, fives of themselves represent change, sometimes conflict, instability, etc. And in this particular image, when it's upright, we see an individual who looks like a bully, and he's won over these two people in the background, or in the foreground rather. It's in his background, but they look pretty upset that they've lost some kind of skirmish or some kind of argument or some kind of little battle. And he's lauding it over, he's gloating, he has this smirk on his face, reminding me of certain people, and there are clouds. So it's been a stormy time. Now, given that this is reversed, and also that we're asking a question, an empowering question, I hope, about why it's so important to develop our intuition and how we can go about it. One key piece of advice is that you need to release excuse me, I've got a tickle in my throat. One key way of being able to fully tap into your intuition is that you have to drop all inner conflict. You've got to drop stress and strain. You can't be in a fearful mode. If you're agitated and fearful, you are not able to listen to, you're not able to hear your intuition. So the advice here that the tarot seems to be suggesting to us today that is vital is step number one. You've got to relax. You've got to release past anxieties, anger, agitation. I mean, obviously in this scene before, if it's preceded us, it was a situation of agitation, turbulence, etc. And to be able to tap into your intuition, you really have to let go of any angst. That truly is one of the top tenets of being able to open to your intuition. You've got to relax. You've got to let go of all kinds of conflicts in your mind. You've got to pause and tune in and just relax. So this is suggesting that you've got to let go of any conflicts and past agitation. And then finally, as you learn to develop your intuition, what can you expect? Interesting, the Three of Coins or Three of Pentacles. Now we've got two pentacles. This one, the ace in the beginning, was reversed, and then we have the pentacles or coins as what you can expect from tuning into your intuition. And what this suggests to me today, for our theme today, is that you are going to be able to work more productively as part of a team with other people. So given that this Ace of Pentacles is saying, you know, what do you need to know about developing your intuition? Well, in our reading today, it seems to me to be pointing to practical things in your work life, in your career, in your finances. Tapping into your intuition can give you very practical results. We have here this architect who is conferring with some other individuals. It looks to be a jester and a monk. It underscores the teamwork, a situation of teamwork. So if you develop and hone your intuition and trust your vibes, you're going to be creative. Number three is related to creativity. And you're going to work well with others. Somehow heighten your senses, and you become better attuned to working creatively and effectively with others. In conclusion, developing your intuition, trusting your vibes is important because step one, you know, you're able to tap into your inner wisdom about practical things. Not just airy-fairy things, but practical. It can give you practical ideas, just as it did for me, throwing in a writing sample. That was something tangible and practical that was prompted by my intuition. And to achieve that, the piece of advice to develop your intuition is you really must let go. You've got to relax. You can't be tense. You've got to release past angst and conflict to be able to hear it effectively. And as you do, the expected outcome is that you're really going to be creative. You're going to work better with others. You're going to have ideas that will enhance your productivity and your ability to work as part of a team with others. In conclusion, this has been a very practical, I think, reading from the tarot today and answering the question of why trusting your vibes is so important. It's not just about feeling good. It's about practical results. If you have not already hit the subscribe button, please do so, and hit the bell if you'd like to be informed of future videos. Hit the like button if you like this video. And as always, I forgot to mention my previous video, I will be suggesting a piece of music. In fact, it's probably going to be coming from Sonia Choquette's recommended music pieces that she played at her workshop, that intuition workshop I attended years ago. So look for that and look for the citation on her book. Until next time, inspire your life, illumine your mind with the tarot.